The people have spoke and I have listened. In this video, we are going to talk about our mortgage update, our mortgage payoff journey. Let's move this. Smooth that back. Does that look better? Okay, so in this video, let's talk about the mortgage update journey. The last time we did this was 2 months ago. I had pulled the numbers from like January. No, February. February was the last time we had our numbers done, and it's been 2 months. I made 2 mortgage payments since then, so let's talk about it, okay? But I think I pulled out some interesting tidbits, so let's talk, right? So when we did this in February, guys, let's review February real quick. In February, I made my mortgage payment of $1,535.91, okay? From that payment, $1,248 went to principal, and we're just gonna round these numbers up or down, and then $287 went to the interest. And then I made an additional principal only payment of $551.53. Why the change? Because we played a game of trying to keep it a nice even round number, okay? So after that payment was done, that had brought our balance on our home to $151,500. Now, guys, I have a super low interest rate. My interest rate on my home is 2.25%. I have refinanced this during COVID. I had did another refinance on it, and that's what brought us down to 2.25. And I think that's all the statistics we need to know. The house was about 600 and something thousand. So now this brings us to March. This is what we did in March. We made a mortgage payment of $1,536. Of that, $1,252 went to the principal, and $284 went to the interest. And then we made an additional principal only payment of $548.15. Then in April, we made our regular payment of $1,536. And of that, $1,255 went to the principal, and $281 went to interest. Then we made a principal only payment of $544.78. Okay, so when we look at that, one of the things I like to look at when I'm looking at everything in a nice glance is to check out that interest rate. Check out what I'm paying in interest, not the interest rate. Check out what I'm paying in interest. So I love how, like, in February, we see that I paid $287 in interest, and then 2 months later, we're down to a good $280 in interest. So that is so cool to me. That's motivating to me. That's one of the things I look for, because again, when we make that mortgage payment, one of the things we want to do is have it or reach a point where the majority of our payment is going on the principal. Because when we first get our loans, guys, the majority of our money is going to be going toward interest. This is why, to me, it's important to try to knock it down faster in the beginning of your loan, trying to get it down so that more of your money can go towards paying off the home rather than just going toward making a bank richer. That's just my opinion, okay? Right now, this brings the loan balance of my house to $147,900. We are officially under the 150s. Yay, yay, yay. This is a $3,600 decrease on what I owe on the property since the last time we looked at this. But let's check out something else. Hold on. Let's check out 2 things. Let's look at 2 things I found interesting. Because again, y'all, we be having to find motivation in all that we're doing, especially when you're on this journey to pay off a large purchase. You know, working on paying off a home for the average person isn't something that's going to be done in a few years. This is a journey. And on this journey, we get bored. On this journey, we lose motivation. On this journey, life happens, okay? So when I looked at this, I said, you know what? This screen right here shows us this. In June, almost July, so let's say July 2021, I refinanced this mortgage for 265 months, and I refinanced $320,524. This is what I like. That was 2 years, 9 months ago. So in 2 years, 9 months, I paid off $172,624 of that loan. I am super proud of that. When I look at adding all of it up, it's like, wow, that is a big, big chunk that I have knocked out on what I owe these people. Okay. So then the other thing that I do that a lot of you know about is this. So we see in the payments itself that I'm making an extra payment every single month toward the principal of my loan, right? Usually around $550 mark every single month. We're doing that. Okay. The other thing that I am doing that a lot of you know about is I actually have money set aside that I earmark to go toward the mortgage. And I put that in its own separate account over there with Goldman Sachs Marcus account. It's a high yield savings account. And right now it's earning 5.4% in interest. Okay. So I'm parking that money there. And then one day, one great day, when the time is right, I don't even know when that day is going to be, I am going to make a large sum payment. Now, it might just be a large sum of money, like $50,000 or something to that effect, or it could be the money that's needed just to pay off the loan, period. Okay, but let's take a look at the money that I've been putting in that account. So we see here on January 30th, I moved over $8,966 to that account. Then on January 31st, I had interest paid of $78.43. And then on February 29th, I had interest paid of $109.43. And then on March 6th, I moved over $6,000 to that account. And then on March 31st, I had interest paid of $140.36. And then on April 1st, I moved over $3,300 to that account. So this gives us a balance in that Mortgage Freedom Fund account of $35,290.76. And so this is the exciting part, because though we don't see this on the mortgage statement, like when we look at what I owe, because remember, I'm keeping the money here, but I love also looking at when I subtract this money from what I owe on a house, that's truly what I owe. Like if I want to, I can send all of this money to them today, and what I will owe on the house after I send that payment would be $112,609. Now that is super exciting to me. So now for our next goal, what we have is this. The next goal, I want to get us under $145,000 on the statement, on my mortgage statement. I want to be under $145,000. That's the next step. And then the next step is, as far as this whole, the Marcus Freedom account, and when I subtract the money that I have in there from the mortgage, I want us to be under $110,000. No, actually, let's just make it. We want to get us under $100,000. Because like I said, if I'm putting like these large chunks of money, it's not going to take us any time at all to get under 110 right there. So our next step, our next goal that we're going to be tracking for is when we're going to be under 100,000 on the loan. That is exciting to me. Now, there was a comment. Somebody who's new to the family seems to think that the temptation of having the money in a bank account is going to override me actually moving that money to pay off the house. And honestly, for a lot of you who've been rocking with me for years, no. When I make up my mind to do a thing, I don't get swayed from that thing. And I think what makes it also easy for me is to know that I am doing multiple things at once. I'm doing multiple goals at once. We're funding accounts. We're stocking up for retirement. We're beefing up for savings. We're going on vacations and trips. We're doing all of the things. We are not out here scorched earth where I'm just throwing everything I can at this mortgage. We're not doing that, because we do believe in finding balance in this wonderful life of ours. And so that's just part of the balance for me. And one of the big wins for me is going to be like, yes, I achieved paying off a high priced home. So thank y'all so much for being here. I hope some of you found this motivating. All of you found this motivating. And I'm going to see you all in the next video. Don't forget to thumbs up. Talk to me down there in the comments and subscribe. We have money-minded conversations like this all of the time. Okay? Peace.